and I would have the proper dimensions here. So let's just say I wanted to start drawing this right now, and what I would want to do is I'd want to, like, let's say, what would I start with to do the exterior? Let's just start, yeah, we just use walls, and so we start with walls. That's a dark color, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that from that dark blue to yellow, just so I got something so you guys can see it. Now, working with this right now, and if I go ahead and use my my plan here, my first thing that I know is that I've got a couple things going on here. So one thing that I'm going to do that I told you guys to do is I go here and I run through my customization. I turn on my coordinates, turn on my dynamic input, and hopefully you wrote this down last week. Turn on our line weight and turn on our units. Okay, so you want to have those things turned on. And then the last thing, you want to dock your command line is going to be something like that. You want to take it and drag it down. So those are something that you want to do. And come on, there it is. There she is. Okay. And so you just want to kind of pull that together. Now, at this point, I'm ready to start my drawing. So I'll start my first line, and I'll go here, and that bottom's got to be, what, 42 feet. So I'll go 42 feet. And boom, I got my first line. And then I can go ahead and draw up here. And then my next dimension, over on the left side, tells me that that is actually, going up to the top, is 26 feet 7 inches. That's up to the chimney. I don't want the chimney. So that's 12 feet 2, 20 feet 2, I think is what it is. Let me turn on the light here.
17.2.
Is it 17.2?
Yes.
Okay, let's see here. 17.2 plus 8, so it's 25 feet 2 inches, thank you. So I bring this up here and make it 25 feet 2, is that right? You guys see that?
Yes.
Okay, and then I go over here, and now, as I'm drawing here, please pay attention here. Okay, if you guys are drawing during this time, I'm not going to have much mercy on you, okay, because the thing is, I don't want to take your screens away. I want to treat you like adults, but if you don't watch this, I don't want to have to explain this 20 times, okay? So that's it. So if I go ahead and if I touch this here, this is called object snap tracking. What I just did is I just picked up that point, okay? And now it'll align to that, all right? I didn't click. So as I'm drawing this right now, if I go ahead and touch this again, it turns off, okay? If I touch it, it turns off. I touch it, it turns on. Okay, let me explain what's going on here. What I've got down here on my command line, can you guys see this okay? Let me do this, because you can't really see the bottom too well. All right, let me do this. Stretch this open. Like that. Can you guys see the bottom now a little better? On my screen? Okay. Is that a yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now what I've got here that I want to point out is at the bottom here, you've got two things that are really important. First of all, the 4 horsemen of the cat apocalypse are these 4 down here. You want to have on the dynamic input. It looks like the winking robot. You got to turn on the winking robot. And then you have polar tracking. It looks like a circle with a triangle, so it's a pizza, okay? And the mystery about pizza, we'll go on here. And the next one here is, this is object snap tracking. This one looks like an alligator, kind of. And then this one is the square. So you want to turn on those 4. Those 4 need to be turned on. Now, if they're turned on, let's look at what I'm asking it to do. I'm asking it to find endpoints. We went over this in class, right? Endpoints, midpoints, and we went over it. I'm just going to add midpoints, center, intersection, extension. You want to have these things turned on, and only those things will show up that you have checked. So let me show you how this works now. If I'm here in my drawing, and I start to draw my line command, and I do not have that turned on, it doesn't find it, okay? And you may say, hey, CAD sucks, you know. Well, no, it doesn't. This needs to be turned on, all right? That's what has to happen. Now it finds it, okay? So that's what you have to do. So you have to make sure that, that this stuff is actually working. So object snaps are only going to work if they're turned on, all right? Now, that being the case, if I have this going on right now, but I don't have this turned on, now right now it's finding my polar snap, and if I come down and touch this, it doesn't find that point. It finds it as an object snap, but it doesn't track. Why? Because AutoCAD sucks. No, it's because object snap tracking is not turned on. If you turn on object snap tracking, the alligator, it goes ahead and grabs it, and then you can pull this point up like this, all right? So that's how it works. And then you complete that. Now at this point, that is essentially the main elevation of the house right there. I got to throw some details in, but that's basically it. The next thing, if I go to line here and I touch it here, and I move over here, it's 14 feet to get this part that sticks out. So I go to here, and now I have this. Okay, so I've got that. Now at this point, I have my house kind of defined pretty well. And then if I want to kind of make it a little bit more plain, I'll go ahead and use that 17.2 dimension. Now here's how we do this. If I touch it here and drag it up, I can then type in a value. So I don't have to draw a line, 17.2. And then it finds it, okay? And then this goes over, and that's essentially where my roof is gonna be. So let's just basically look at how this is gonna work. The next thing we're gonna look at now is gonna be a couple details which have to do with hatching.